What's going on, folks? Sorry I have the AC on while I'm making this video. It's 90 degrees out, and I don't and the sun is just trying to kill everybody at all times. So what I wanted to do was give my impressions about the 2022 Ford Maverick. I picked it up about a month ago. I've already put 1,571 miles on it, mainly because I live in Texas and everything's 40 minutes away. It's just the way that it works. I average about 27 miles to the gallon. Anytime my wife takes it, somehow that goes down quite a bit to about 24 to 25. She really likes to rap, 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 rap. She really likes to get on it. She really likes to. She's all about the 20 to 60. That's her favorite. That's her favorite kind of mile per hour range to just get up and go. And good for her. So this thing's capable of really good gas mileage for what it is. This is the black on black FX4 package with the towing package. So it can do whatever kind of hauling. And but let me tell you something. Really, what I've taken away from this truck is what this truck is a culmination of is if you're willing to be honest with yourself and go, that's all I need. That's good. That's fine. That's all I need. I need 4 doors. I need a bed sometimes. And anytime I do haul around anything, is it really over 1,500 pounds? And not to take shots at anybody, because I think you can actually see, yeah, you can see my F-250 in the back here. It's 7.3, 95. Love that thing. And that's what I do all my heavy towing with, or any kind of heavy stuff I need to do it with. And let me tell you what, that truck barely ever gets turned on. It just sits over there, living a good life, getting fed the best oil I can find for it. But if you're willing to be honest, this is what 95% of truck owners need. Right here. I live in the country and I drive around and I see F-250s, F-350s, or Chevy 3500s or Ram 3500s, and they're pulling 36-foot trailers with 20 hay bales on them. And I mean like the 600-pound honking hay bales. And that's the other 5% that I was not referring to just a moment ago. But I mean the other 95%. I mean like all the people who live in the city who drive the pavement princesses. And of course, if you want to spend your money, it's yours. You go right ahead. But if you're willing to be honest with yourself, this is all you need. You don't really need to have the capability of towing 20,000 pounds whenever all you do is live in the city and go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home. Other than that, you're just doing it because, oh, I feel special in my big truck. So if you're willing to overcome that, you can embrace, getting 27 miles to the gallon between the city and the highway. I can actually average on the highway, if I put it at 70 miles an hour and I don't try to, put the gas pedal to the floor, I can get 31 miles to the gallon. This is Texas. There's a lot of flat land, so I can get 31 miles a gallon. Of course, how you drive, it all depends. But let me tell you something. Everything about this truck it is good enough, and everything that's not good enough, I'm fine with, because I can do it myself. Let me tell you something. The stock sound system, and many people have said, because I've read it all over the place, that the stock sound system is garbage. I would only disagree with one thing with that characterization. What really sucks are the tweeters. So imagine good sounding tweeters. Now take like a memory foam mattress. Now pick up the memory foam mattress, stick the tweeter under the mattress, and let the mattress back down. That's how the stock tweeters sound. Actually, what's funny is I got them right here. Look at this. Look at this. These are 3/4 inch tweeters. they have a little crappy crossover resistor right there, and it literally goes in one side and right in there. So keep that in mind whenever you go to replace these tweeters, is they don't have, Ford did not put a built-in crossover like in the radio or somewhere in the wiring coming up to it. That's all it is right there. There's your crossover. So if you put tweeters in here, make sure that you buy them with a built-in crossover or with a passive crossover, you know, whatever you want to do. Just know that, because I didn't, and I had these rather high-end 1-inch silk dome tweeters, and somehow I listened to like 4 or 5 songs and the tweeters sounded amazing, and then a rather bass-heavy song came on, and all of a sudden they started cracking, and I turned the head unit off immediately, and then I went on and read, oh no, there's no crossover that Ford put in here, you got to do it yourself. So I nearly blew them up, but they're fine. Praise the Lord. The other thing that I would have to say is that the two main places that I've looked at the truck and I've gone, it's not good enough, is the stock sound, the stock tweeters. The doors, they sound pretty darn good for 25 watts. The back little 4-inch mid-range mid-woofers, they're all right, they'll do, but let me tell you something. Within the first month, actually it was probably last week, I pulled the doors off and I put aftermarket speakers down there, and the head unit puts out such garbage wattage that the stock speakers sounded so much better than the aftermarket ones that were put in, only because the head unit did not have the ability to drive those speakers at all. It was terrible. So basically what I did is I threw the stock speaker back in, and I decided, well, you know what, I'm gonna leave the door speakers in the back stock, and I'm only gonna change the tweeters, which sound amazing now, which really liven this up. And I think I spent $100 on the tweeters. It's fine. It's super easy to do. You take off this A pillar, you pop it backwards, and then you take the plastic piece off of the dash, and then the tweeters are just kind of held in there with like little clips. And all you have to do is, there's like 3 clips, and all you have to do is pry one of them backwards, and it pops it up, and you can just take it out. Super easy. Replace them immediately. I don't know about the Bang & Olufsen sound system business. Who knows how good those sound. But as far as the stock's concerned, yeah, they need to be changed immediately. The second thing that I changed almost immediately is that on the actual floor, the flooring of the vehicle, there is no insulation to speak of. In the back seat, in the back floorboard right here, whenever you pull the carpet up, there's actually a styrofoam block that's about 2 inches thick that they've just sat on the metal, and whether or not they're trying to do that for noise suppression, I don't know what they're doing, but basically so far I've removed all the seats, removed all the trim, and then I put 80 mil what was it, kill mats. Yeah, I insulated the crap out of this thing, all on the firewall, all along the floors. On the back door panels are a lot more friendly to sound deaden than the front ones. There's like this on the front doors, there's like this huge plastic piece that they put all of the technology on, and then they kind of put that in the door. So in this large plastic piece that takes up 95% of the door, there is the electric motor for the windows. Goodness gracious. And so that's not very helpful. So basically I did the next best thing, which is I sound deadened everything that I could, and then I sound deadened the door, like the actual panel itself. It'll do something. So basically the only two things that whenever I got this truck from the dealership that I thought this has to change now are the tweeters, and then sound deadening the floor and the doors. I don't think I'm gonna do the ceiling because I'm a bit of a coward, and I'm afraid I'm gonna just bend it and crease it, and then this is the most visible thing here, and I don't have it in me. I'll be honest. So yeah, that's pretty much been my the unacceptable things that I've run into. Everything else is fine. The engine makes good power. The engine makes good torque. The truck goes where I need it to go. It does what I need it to do. It's not gonna. The only thing it does that wows me is what it does for the price point. 28,000 plus TTNL for this much vehicle. I mean, not like the capabilities and whatnot, and what I'm able to do with it is just great. And also, let me tell you something. You would normally think it's like a huge endeavor to go and, oh, I took all the trim pieces off. Oh, I took all the stuff off. I mean, I took all of the trim pieces off so I could get to the floor, and I took the seats out. And I cannot stress to you how simply this thing is made. If you love Legos, this is a cakewalk. The seats have 4 bolts and then 1 little connector. You do that, boom. Well, I mean, I have freaking manual seats here. I don't have the luxury package. So if you have the luxury package, you have more crap to deal with. But 4 bolts in the seats and then a little connector. All of everything is held in with these goddamn plastic clips that you can pretty easily replace if you break them, which you shouldn't. Don't be a almost dropped the R word. Sorry about that. Don't be a retard. Sorry, I'm probably gonna get some flack for that, but you gotta do it. But yeah, this truck basically is taken apart very easily. Takes no time at all. I could tear out the interior here in probably about 30 minutes. Not joking, 30 minutes. Other stuff is on top of other stuff, so as long as you know the order in which to take it apart, it just flies apart. You can just pop it out, pop it out, pop it out, pop it out. There's a disturbing amount of stuff that is not bolted down. So if that's a positive, great. Some might see that as a negative. I see it as a positive because everything so far that is not bolted down is not important. I don't know if I have much to add past that. Give me a second to ponder. Also, get a hood mat. Like a hood. There's Kill Mats make some, and a bunch of other people make some, where you can put it under your hood, because that hood is basically just a sheet of metal. There's nothing. A lot of the times they have that kind of like crappy cloth, stuff. Not here. Bare metal. Yeah, metal. And I don't blame Ford. They were really trying to cut costs kind of across the board. The more stuff you have of that is the same, the more that you're only making one type of part, and that just makes life easier. Sorry, I'm getting something that I saw earlier and it was kind of bugging me. Well, anyways, what I will note to you is that if you live in a real hot climate, this 8-inch display here, whenever it's first turning on and it's first, like, it's honestly probably 120 or 130 degrees in here just on a 90-degree day, this will lag. this bad boy right here will lag. You can sit there and you can sit here and you can sit there and mess with the knob and press a bunch of buttons and it's all lagged. So everything that you did and pushed is still going to happen. So whenever you get in here and like the radio's up or you were listening to your phone really loud, the only way that you can get to listen to your phone is hitting audio, which takes you always to the radio first, which is stupid. You hit audio, there's no like way to hit a source button without hitting audio. I want to listen to some audio, radio, and then the radio is up just as loud as it was whenever the last time you were listening to your phone. So you hit the radio, then you hit source, then you have to hit your Bluetooth thing there, right there. Boop. All right. The only other way to get around that, the only other way to get around that is if you want to manually hook in your phone, and then Android CarPlay will come up. You can click on CarPlay and then boom. Which that's the only way that this 8-inch touchscreen is worth anything, is if you're hooking up to either Android. Is it Android CarPlay? No, that's Apple CarPlay, and then Android. I don't know. Anyways, that's the only way that this thing's worth anything. It's very basic, and whenever you plug in your phone, you're getting a lot more out of it, but that's your phone doing all the horsepower or all the work there. So yes, it'll lag, especially if it's really hot. Occasionally, what some people have run into, which I've already run into, and I've run into it within 2 weeks of owning it, was I just started my truck, put it in reverse, and the camera and like the display was extremely pixelated, and I was like, what is this? So I went on a bunch of different forums, and they were like, yeah, that happens. Just reset your, just reset it. Just reset the radio. And I was like, okay. And they were like, Ford knows. Ford, we know about this. We don't have a fix for it yet. And I was like, great. I love that whenever my new vehicle has a problem and the manufacturer is like, we know. And you're like, great. What are you gonna do about it? Because it's kind of faulty from the factory. And they're like, we don't know yet. And I'm, that's great. I love it. I love paying 30 grand for 28 plus TTNL, which is about 30 grand. I love paying 30 grand out the door for a vehicle that doesn't work properly. Built Ford rough. Tough. Okay, guys. Sorry I rambled all through all that, but I love this truck. I'm going to keep it forever or until I get rid of it. Thanks for watching. Bye.